Hey guys, it's so crazy how many amazing releases have come out in 2023, but you know what actually blew me away the most? How many amazing combat systems have come out in 2023. From action to strategy to turn-based, we've had a plethora of amazing new combat systems that come out this year, and today we're going to focus on action combat systems. I got 7 games in particular that blew me away, and I'm going to go over them. They're not in any particular order until the final 3. The final 3, in my opinion, rise above the rest, and I'm going to go into 2 specific things on why they're the best combat systems of the year, in my opinion. They either bring something completely new to the table that is really awesome, or they just excel in whatever they're trying to do. Now, we've had a plethora of games. I'm obviously not going to get to all of them in here, but I'm going to bring you guys a ton of videos covering combat systems and overall RPGs and action games of the year. So make sure to subscribe, and now let's get into the amazing action combat systems of 2023. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. Now, I feel like this game kind of got slept on a bit since so many other games have come out this year that have just been spectacular, but we're not going to let this one just fly away, you know. Wo Long had an absolutely fantastic combat system, and Team Ninja usually does what Team Ninja does best, right? They do an amazing action combat system, but I actually think this is the smoothest of the bunch. At least for me, like everything in this game, from the sound design to the parries to the movesets the enemies and bosses do, they kind of just give you that satisfying oomph. If you're looking for a satisfying parry system or just an overall really well-rounded combat system, Wo Long Fallen Dynasty exceeded in this really well.
Wake up! It's the out! Get out of my city or die!
You know what Final Fantasy 16 exceeded in? Flow. From your iconic abilities to using Torgal to just the animation quality when you're fighting things, it is one of the smoothest combat systems I've ever played. Now, if you know my opinions on this game or seen my review, I definitely took some issue with it, which means it didn't take the top 3, which I feel it definitely could have because the base of the combat is absolutely incredible. It's the strategy, the challenge, and the bosses that don't necessarily complement it, in my opinion, but that's a whole different story, and you could go see those videos. But in general, Final Fantasy 16 absolutely blew me away with the combat system they have at hand. Lords of the Fallen 2023 was actually genuinely surprising. So this year was just amazing for Souls-likes that weren't from FromSoft with Lies of P and then now Lords of the Fallen. The biggest issue with this game was performance, but it's gotten so many damn patches because the devs were hard at work that this game is totally awesome now. Like if you want like a Dark Souls 4, I can't recommend this game enough. Now the combat is different in a sense. You're not stuck in your combos. Like in normal Souls games, you have to commit, right? And if you commit wrong, you're going to get punished. In this game, you're fast. You're like a crackhead. You could cancel out of any combos and you're constantly really speedy, but it just excels in all of its combat abilities. There is so much variation in the spells you can use, the weapons you can use. There is endless amounts of builds and variety that you can have fun with here, and it all feels very smooth in my opinion. I really never got bored of the combat system in particular in this game. The next game is Like a Dragon Gaiden, the Man Who Erased His Name. So this is the only game on the list that I have not played myself. Now, why would I have this on the list? Because it looks incredibly fun. I mean, just look at the gameplay. So I want to say a huge thank you to my buddy, My Team's Fault. Definitely go check out his Twitch. He is obsessed with Yakuza. I'm pretty sure he's gotten the platinum for the PS4 and PS5 version of Gaiden already, so his insight is very knowledgeable. So thank you for the combat clips, and Yakuza fans seem really happy with this game because it's the first combat system in a while that's actually action. And you know, we got Ishin, but that was a remake on Unreal Engine. This is the Dragon Engine, and with this game, everything just looks so fun, and you have a new agent style, which just gives you a whole bunch of new combat opportunities, like rocket boots that help you go around the environment faster. You could summon drones. You have that spider gadget that could just pull enemies towards you to let you go with combos, and some really good juggling in this game. So it just looks absolutely fantastic. After playing Yakuza 0, I know this series has the potential for awesome combat systems, and I really wanted to show this one off. I can't wait to get to it myself. So this top 3 honestly stood out to me a lot. All 3 of these games did something absolutely incredible, and I have so many hours on them, and I could not recommend them more. So let's get into them.
Ammunition depleted.
Armored Core 6 was unlike anything I've ever played before. I was never really into mech games, but when FromSoft was making this, I was like, okay, let me try it out. And I was so blown away. I did all 3 endings back to back to back. This game has an incredible combat system, and you're on rails like a roller coaster. Like, you feel like you're going at full speed the whole time. You're locked in. The boss fights are absolutely incredible. They managed to bring that FromSoft flair where you have to learn the bosses. They bring that intimidation factor. And then you have a plethora of weapons, from dual pistols to shotguns to laser weapons, snipers. I could go on, infinite amount of builds to use in this game and build your mech. It is so much fun. They managed to merge an action system with these mechs so incredibly well. Like I said, you are going so fast. Your brain is just having so much fun when you're fighting a boss in this game. You have to try Armored Core 6 if you like mechs, FromSoft, or honestly action games at all. Star Ocean: The Second Story R is the next game on the list that made me shit my pants when I actually played it because I was so blown away by everything. The combat system here is so cool to me because it's a merge of old and new. It's like they took a new age action combat system with a lot of emphasis on perfect dodges, which, by the way, through all these crazy particles and all the pixel style, you could see the telegraph attacks absolutely perfectly. It's incredible. But Star Ocean: The Second Story R is so amazing because of its RPG elements. Do you want to figure out the craziest alchemy and crafting systems to where you get insanely broken armor and win the game? Sure. Do you want to grind so much and basically get all your bodyguard skills and everything up to you insta-kill enemies and get super XP? Sure. You just want to get good and perfect dodge everything until all their shields are broken, because that's what I did the majority of my playthrough on hard mode, and it worked. So this game has incredible variety, so much so that I think new age games seriously need to look at this game and be like, okay, this is how you add variety in play styles for the player. Star Ocean: The Second Story R is a must play for JRPG fans, action RPG fans. Go try it.
We got a lot to answer for!
Won't you help me, son?
Be careful, clever one.
If you know me, you know how much I've raved about Lies of P this year. This is one of the best games I've played in years. I almost want to say I enjoyed this more than Elden Ring. They're next to each other in terms of my enjoyment, just because I also adored Elden Ring last year, but this game was just insane, and the combat system at that was something else. I love the variety on how you could take the hilt of every single sword and basically make your own weapons with your own builds. The sound design was some of the best I've heard in years. The clank when you're doing your perfect parries is something like no other. The boss design in this game was superb. The amount of effort that had to went in to design all the move sets for these bosses really is something else. Lies of P is an incredible Souls game. It's an incredible action game on its own because the story and lore of it honestly is so intriguing with this whole Pinocchio setup. It's just a fantastic video game and I can't recommend it enough. It is my game of the year. It is the best action combat system I played this year. And yeah, let me know if you guys agree with my #1 spot or any of my choices. There's definitely plenty of other action games this year, so I got some other lists coming out for you guys to show some maybe underloved action combat systems, and then of course showing off some turn-based strategy and various other things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was an absolute blast to make. Combat systems are my favorite thing to delve into with video games, so this is always fun to do. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Peace.